All right, this is going to be a fun conversation because there's a whole different perspective when you talk to somebody from the other side of the world. We all deal with the exact same things, but we have a different perspective. And what I really want to talk about and start off with is this idea of how you took art and turned that into a form of healing.
Well, for me, the discovery of the art, it was I went through some I call it like a breakdown or like a burnout that happened with me, and I got a little bit like lost. Um, Many things has happened in my life, and I've been disappointed of idea of the family, of idea of the business, idea of like a dream general or like society, and for me art become like kind of way of escaping, and as a traveling for me is also kind of like escaping, and I started to create more more art. Like I started to do more and more of art. If you see like in my background, like art over there.
Okay, cool.
And so for me, like it was all about um, started to create more just for myself, and after a while my friends like it, and they started to tell me like, oh, why you cannot be like artist, why you cannot do this, why you cannot, and I'm like, I don't consider myself as an artist. I'm like, yes, I'm a little bit creative, maybe a little bit crazy in some ways, and at the same time like I'm just me, it's not like um I don't have this titles. I just thinking like everyone has their own journey, and we're developing the journey, and we're growing, and we're kind of evolving. And here I am creating art, and here I am send my art to the space, and it's just like natural. I believe like it's a natural evolvement, or like evolvement of uh, our life, or our life journey as us as a humans. So if each of us has we came to the point of our life where we get to like kind of facing ourselves, I would say like this. And in this case for me was a creative part of me. It was being artist, being author, because I write a lot. I do journal like all the time, and I started to like write and many stories when I was a kid, or like when I was like a teenager, and I stopped to do that. I stopped to writing because I felt like that's something, maybe I don't know, just like maybe didn't have time, maybe I was too busy doing other things, whatever. And I started to do it again when I moved to United States. I started to create in English and write in English and create art, a lot of art, and sell my art, like living my dream, like for real. Like I knew that I'm living my dream. And Florida, in this case, when I moved to America, it made me feel that I'm real, like real living a dream. And like kind of a little bit crazy in some ways. And the same time, like very like normal. For me, it's normal. And I started to ask myself, what's it's normal? What is to be normal? I don't know. And I came to the point that whatever normal for each of us, that's normal. That's life.
I think that's something that really we all try to look for external things in order to define normal. But if you take the time to actually go inward and look at your heart, look at your values, that's where normal really lies. It's something that it's going to change over and over again through life, and that's okay. That's a part of being normal, and on a personal journey, and allowing yourself the flexibility and the grace to just kind of experience what's going on in the moment is so powerful.
hmm I feel like it's, from my perspective, it's like you're just living a day by day. What's normal? Like for me, it's my life. I don't know anymore. Like what's I would say what society wants from me. I just like it's I decide for myself what I want to do and what part of the I want to contribute, and what part I don't want to do anything, and I still will be fine. For example, when I was living in Florida and I decided to live in a van and I was traveling, and doing festivals, selling my art, and I love that life as well. I mean, I've been hippie, and somehow we call it like, it's like a stereotype. And I didn't call myself hippie. I was just me, I was like doing my things that in that part of my life was I was curious about. I was like, it was normal for me to do that. And I was just, and it was this festival people. And for me, like, it was like a fairy tale because everyone has a character, everyone is kind of dressing up, everyone is like kind of funny in their own way and very like themselves authentic. And I just, that's what I was doing, like we were like a big kids. I mean, like in this case, we're adult kids, and we still being so like childlike and very happy, very joyful, like all about abundance, all about sharing and caring, and about community, and all this feeling of connection or belonging or whatever, and the feeling like it's everything was just in a moment. When moment is not there, these people are not there anymore. You're not connecting with them through the phone or through the chatting, or like you don't have that. It's just connecting in the like when you like festival are there or gathering there, you're having great moment, you're sharing the food, you're sharing the dance, you're sharing the music, and you just going in all your own direction wherever you go. And in the beginning I love it, and I feel like what the change, the switch happened when um I came to the point when my life just finished, like that life just finished. I just got to the zero, and when I didn't have money, when I didn't have then when I did, like everything was just stolen, everything was just gone in one day, and I realized that I get to come back to be in the society. And at the same time, I started to ask support of my friends who's living in a society. I call like living in the city, like, and ask them what I can do, how I can, survive right now, because I don't have anything. I don't have money. I don't have phone. I don't have laptop. I didn't have anything. And I was kind of like scary of that moment, but it was just like scary for the day, whatever. And I'm feeling like I just connected to the community, to the hippies, and even so, it was a very short time of my life. Still, I'm very grateful for the whole experience of it. The thing is like I learned so many things about who these people are and the way they are and how much patience they have towards each other when they're living together in one space, and when people living in a society and living in apartments, and how much patience they have towards someone who like lost everything, in one day. And from my perspective, I was like, yes, sometimes people can recover in one day, maybe in 1 week. I don't know, like if you have parents, if you have, someone like family members or someone who can help you there if you're from there. And I'm not from there. I get to like go and make money first. I don't have parents. I don't have anything like. And for me, it was a completely different like way to ask for support and be vulnerable. That's first time in my life I access vulnerability, like for real. And by being vulnerable, actually, I will feel so scared because people just like being. Some people were very nice, and people were not nice, and people were like have some kind of like different ideas and whatever. They were not like kind for real, like from the heart. They just want something, or like expecting something or whatever. And I just feel like in my in me in that moment I feel very scared, like I just couldn't be any more me. I couldn't be like I didn't have even energy to fight, and I was just telling like people, please respect my boundaries, please respect me as a human being. I'm just vulnerable right now. This is my situation. I was very honest about that. And I just saw that the different how people react, and how people, when they don't get what they want, they send me to the, they say to me, you get to go to the shelter, it's time for you to go to the shelter. Shelter can take care of you. And I said like, I don't want to go to the shelter. It was like a part of my life when I was understanding who is who in the way they treat you, for like when you coming to the point of your life. I knew that is not going to be all my life like this, that I'm not going to be living like this. I just knew, I didn't know how long it's going to be like this. and to be in that vulnerable situation, and practicing that vulnerability as well was like um interesting process. Now I'm, it's like helping you to to grow and helping you to flow, like learning how to be a flow, actually understanding that life is not just um up and up all the time. It's also can put you completely in the ground or like even under the ground, and you still get to get up and have a powers and have the resilience to do that and come back to yourself again, and even better, like you have this measure breakdown, and you get to put yourself in pieces together, again, and kind of like rebuild yourself again, and create a new life again. It's not new, it's you look the same, everything the same. In the same time, you went through such a amazing transformation in that period of the time. It can be 6 months, 9 months, 1 year. It's just like the transformation is there when we have this measure breakdowns in our life. That's what happened with me when I had this breakdown, started to create art. And that's what happened just with me recently when I um, lost everything, absolutely everything. So I moved back to, it took me a year and something to recover and, come back to Europe again. The thing is like, I just feel like to recover in America for me, I get to like, I didn't have a family. I didn't have like a good setup of the friends who were patient enough with me to be there and recover, in my own like kind of speed. Everyone wants you to work very hard, want to go and like just work, work, work. Don't think about what you're going through. And I'm not that person. I get to process things what I'm going through. It helps me to ground myself. It helps me to grow. It helps me to actually realize what I want to do next. In America, you don't have that time. I feel like I don't have that time because my friends was always like pushing me, pushing me, pushing me, and I didn't have even energy. I was so empty within myself in that moment of my life, so exhausted in such a level that I couldn't even produce. I was producing, but not like I had so many projects in New York when I came to New York. Like people wants me to create like a big pieces and big things and everything, and I didn't have the energy to create that scale, and I didn't know when I will have that energy. Now I just started to create the bigger pieces just now, and I started to slowly, this year or last year, started to do it more and more. And I'm just feeling like, it's just a natural process, and you get to trust to your natural process when you have this measure changes in your life. I call it like this. So I'm very excited for my next, step, because it was different challenges, or I call it not challenges, opportunities, in the way that it helps me to grow more and access the vulnerability, and be um, way more gentle with myself, within myself, and giving more like hugs and forgiveness and um, love, towards myself. Because like I said to myself, if I will not go give it to myself, nobody will do. Because if I will continue to push myself and don't communicate with other what I feel right now, nobody will understand what I'm going through, what I'm feeling right now. Because even so you're communicating that, some people would, say to you, oh, it's just whatever, and I'm like, okay, for you it's forever, it's great, because that's your life, this is how you handle these things. For me it's a little bit different, I handle it in a little bit different way. So please be gentle with me, please be mindful about that. Just like, remember, we're all different human beings. And I started to practice more my boundaries, like it took me also a while to real practice my own boundaries and kind of created this bubble of joy that I choose to be, and I decided like, I'm just joyful bubble. That's it. That's my reality in my life, because I choose to be like this. I choose to be happy. I choose to be joyful. And I'm just practicing every day of my life, because even so you're going through some, again, I when I'm going through some breakdowns, I know just temporarily, I just like, okay, I just give myself a one day today, and tomorrow I will wake up and I will feel if I still feel a little bit, I cannot get, like out of the bed or feel a little bit sad, it's okay, you know, it's okay. I give myself like, I would say, like a slap on my shoulders, like, it's okay, I still love you. You're so amazing. You do great, and that's it. I'm just like, I understand it's a human life. I'm living a life day by day. It's not about I get to go and produce 100 pieces today, like, in 1 month or 500 pieces. It's about continue to live and continue to enjoy, continue to, be grateful what we have and who we are right now.
And that's really where a lot of us get stuck and we really struggle. We come up to that cliff of the life-changing event and we find the fork in the road. But a lot of our patterns teach us just to continue on that direction that we've always gone on, and we miss out on so much. It's when you stand at that fork in the road for a minute, you allow yourself the opportunity to open up to it and really look. That's where you find the bravery to go down that new path. And
Hmm.
those new paths, they show up when it's time to transition, to move a little bit closer to your purpose in life.
Hmm.
And the fear within that is the fact that you're living in survival mode when you go down that track. Literally for me, it was a 35-pound backpack on my back going up and down trails and just making the best of the situation and the environment. And that taught me to come out into the world and be just that. I don't have to settle for just a little shelter to get through the night. I can build a fire out of the things that are in the environment around me. And that's something that it comes in time, it comes in practice, but you have to have that true intention within your heart. You got to find that motivation inside to get there.
Exactly. And I feel like it's all about, I change it from survival to thriving. We're here to,
Exactly.
we have absolutely anything around us to thrive. We're not anymore in survival mode. We're in a thriving mode. We get to thrive. We're living in abundance. We're living in a like, because when I was living in Florida, I was telling to everyone, like, look, we're living in abundance. I was telling to all the hippies and all the time, look, I can go to this farm and they give me like a 10 mangoes. I can go and sell each mango for $3 or $5, whatever I want, or I can go and just pick up the coconuts, and I can just sell the each coconut for $5, and people will buy it with me, like, and I sell this all like 10, or I don't know, 20, whatever I decided to take with me. I sell all of them in 1 hour because I know where to go in the city and I know where to sell them. And I used to say, in its abundance, you can get it for free. Nobody like even tell you like, oh, you get to pay me or something. You just go and pick it up. They said, okay, go and pick up, because they have thousands of it. They don't like, when you're coming alone and just asking like, can I get like just few of them? Of course, farmers giving to you. They're not asking money. They don't asking money from you. And you can pick up, well, like maybe one or two or three in one farm and after go to another one. It's just like, I just realized we're living in abundance there, and I'm just like so rich, super rich inside of me. And I feel like it's not about, in the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about the joy that I feel within me, the joy of living, of the joy of being here and enjoy this beautiful ocean, this beautiful people, this beautiful nature, the beautiful sunrise, the beautiful, everything is just so beautiful when I choose to see the beauty. The snow, the winter, the seasons, everything has just become so magical. And I feel like when we wake up, for real wake up, we see all the beauty in our life and the purpose, as you said, we're getting closer to our purpose. It's coming naturally as well. It's happening naturally as well. It's happening so natural. We like running around, and finally it's just kind of like we're getting to our purpose, just like slowly, and the same time, so like you feel it, you just feel it. I don't know how to explain it with words. It's just natural process, because if I didn't have this situation with my van that everything was stolen and everything was just out from my life, like that opportunity when to send my art to the space come over, and I didn't even think like, oh, I lost everything. I didn't have any tools, anything. I was asking everything from the community. Community helped me to create, community helped me to explain how to do community. We've been in the festival, I get to send my email, like do the interview. It was like a lot of things. I get to communicate, I didn't think like, oh my gosh, I'm a victim, this is what happened with me a few weeks ago. No, I was doing to create a new opportunity for myself because it was connected to my dream. I didn't think like, I don't have money, I don't have this. I didn't think I have like, I can just go and ask, and just tell them that is my dream, and just tell them that it's important for me and it's enough, and everything will just unfold. And I'm feeling like that's in life itself, like when we knowing that it's our purpose, and it's just unfolding itself, and we started to communicate that with other people and ask for support. It's natural that people will just giving you this all support that you need to fulfill your purpose. That's what I believe in. I don't know, I just believe in that it's working like that.
And I've discovered on a deeper level, though, in order to get there, it comes from a lot of trusting yourself, which gets built on training yourself in the environment one step at a time, working with that vocabulary that you have. A great example of that is the idea of, I sit around for a couple of months and I watch different survival videos on YouTube, get an idea how to do it. And then I go out on a hike and I realize I forgot my fire start. So when I'm out there and I realize that, because I've already got a reference point based off of visually training myself and learning how to do these things or watching somebody execute, I can go out and I can build the tools to make a friction fire. And then that provides warmth for the night. And a lot of the time when we go through life, I think our biggest hangup is we forget that we have the ability to trust ourselves, because all the skills it takes to get through that next moment, we've already trained, we've already built, but we just
Exactly.
lose sight of that.
I Yes, I agree with you. And the funny things, like I'm trusting myself, trusting my own journey, not having, yes, I have many ideas. I always have ideas. That's kind of my head is always have this all ideas. And now I'm listening to my heart more and more. It's like my heart is grounding, my heart is like, because I'm feeling like when the brain want to have all these ideas and the heart doesn't want, it doesn't have it's like doesn't cohering. And in this case, the body becomes sick. So body says like, no, I don't want to do that. You're not trusting to the journey, you like putting too much ego or like too much your head right now in up front, and it's not good. We're not agree with that. And so heart is communicating, and you're getting like sometimes you can get very like very sick, because of the what you do, it's not good for you. And I feel like when you finally started to listen to your own heart, and like finally started to listen to your own body and trusting to the process of life itself, so everything started to unfold in a natural way, and you're just trusting to the process more and more. You don't have any more this fear, you don't have any more that, even you have it, you're facing it with more gratitude, and with a smile on your face, and knowing that it's just for the good, and it's just for the great, like great good. And just believing in that, and trusting, like really trusting from the heart. Don't use too much brain, because my brain is like, I want to travel here, I want to go here, I need to do this, I need, it's every time it's something in your head, because that's what society wants you to be. This is society wants you to kind of be scary, to be afraid, to be all the time and kind of like this autopilot, and always moving, moving, moving. And for heart of our like soul journey, I got, we don't need it, we don't need to rush anything, we don't need to be in a very like high speed. We get to just be ourselves, feel our body, feel our heart, trusting to our heart and our body that it's here, it's still here in the planet Earth. So that's mean it's important for us continue to live and continue to create what we create, you know. And I feel like that the beauty of it, and see the beauty in each day, even it's like going to be your cup coffee, or like your cup of coffee, or sunrise or sunset, or going and hug a tree, or maybe see the horse today, maybe ride the, I don't know, anything, like just one things that make you more uplifted, feeling more joy, feeling more happiness. That would create the, like, you started to focus on not on like everything that's not good enough. You started to focus on the thing that it's already there for you, and you started to practice like what is good there for us, and you started to see more, and you started to develop this reality of, I call, like, forgiveness and gratitude, and um, um, joyfulness, or and happiness. And I feel like that's the seeing ourselves from different perspective, seeing ourselves as humans who can create, who can really create reality with the focus that we have, or the attention that where we're putting our attention to, and that's what I used to say to the people, like, focus on what you have. You have yourself. That's the biggest gift you can, understanding I have myself, and I'm still here, I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking care of my body, and I'm doing my best to grow and learn as much as I can, and share my knowledge and wisdom with others, or when I feel like to share, because, like, it's also not, I don't, sometimes I feel like it's not good to push yourself and push yourself. I get to share, I get to share, I get to share, and all this social media right now, everyone wants to share. And it's beautiful. I really, like, sometimes see the inspiration behind that, and I get inspired sometimes. And I share, I said to them, you get me inspired, thank you very much. And at the same time, I believe, like, each of us get to understand when we're pushing ourselves, all the time towards something that we are not ready to do yet. We want to do that, and our body is still not there. We get to trust to that. Maybe it will happen, maybe not. The thing is, in reality, I feel what I'm learning, at least, it's not good to push yourself all the time. You can break. The body can break at some point because you're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and body is not ready, and it's communicating with your heart doesn't, it's not ready, it's communicating with you, and you're continuously doing it. And I'm feeling like in some point you get sick again, you can break something, of your bones or whatever. And I'm just feeling like, why are you doing it to yourself? What do you want to prove? What do you want to prove yourself? Do you want to prove that you're good enough? Do you want to prove that you can push to that limit, and it's like you feel more alive? Or what? Sometimes I'm asking myself by doing some crazy things, and I'm asking myself, what do I want to prove with that? Like, that I'm facing the death, that it's fine to do that, that because I have more, like, I have, like, more extreme, like, I call, like, adrenaline. I have my adrenaline junkie. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So, like, I'm kind of pushing myself not be that way. I'm trying to do my best to, like, be less than, that extreme level of adrenaline that I have, because, like, I was skydiving, I was doing like a lot of more, like, extreme sports as well, like extreme things for my body that I want to face, I want to face every time. I want to kind of, like, see that I'm not afraid, and I one day I said to myself, why I'm doing it? Why? Like, I started to ask that question myself, and I understood that I didn't have answer, because it's just some part of me myself want to prove that I can do it, be this tough cookie, I'm so cool or so whatever. And I said to myself, what is cool? Why I get to be that level of cool? Because, like, when I was hanging out with the skydivers, and I've been one of them, they it's just not my cup of tea. If I wouldn't, skydive and not hang out there, I would not hang out with these people in my everyday life at all. Like, because it's completely different, mindset, and the way they operate, and the way they are. And I have a little bit of it, but when I'm not there and I don't even talk to them, I don't even see them, I don't even in the same city, I don't even meet them. I have completely different group of friends or something like that. I just do it because I just want to do the things. And eventually I came to the point like, why I'm hanging out with this group of people? Like, because I want to jump, because in that moment of my life, I love it to do that. And I switch right now slowly towards sailing, towards the water, and scuba diving. And I'm feeling like everything in life have these waves, and like we have this, like when we're younger, we have way more this action. We don't think. And after, like, when we're getting a little bit wiser, like more wiser, and we started to understand, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't take too much drugs. Oh, maybe I shouldn't smoke too much weed. Maybe I shouldn't, like not like, it's up to each of us different. That's what it's not like everyone get to do that. Everyone is in their own journey, whatever journey they decided to be. It's up to them. I'm just asking myself this question sometimes. I'm stopped. I observe and let it go something, because that what I feel it doesn't serve me. And I ask myself, in the bigger picture, does it serve me? No, it's not. So why do I do it to myself? Why I'm doing it, like the things to myself? Why I'm, for example, um, hang out with this group of people that doesn't serve me and doesn't help me with anything, doesn't make me feel grow or make me feel better human being. The opposite, I'm degrading with them. I'm feeling myself like less smarter, because this is also the funny things, like more you hang out with people who's less smarter than you and you're the smartest in the room, in some point you become like one of these people, because uh because you want to adapt, and because they will all the time make a jokes of you, like kind of like poking you, whatever. And eventually, you, like, by being in that environment for a long time, you become like them. You started to do the same things, you started to adapt all these behaviors. And when you're with the smart people, they always want to improve you, they want to always help you to grow, they always want to kind of like support you in a positive and very like constructive way. And I'm feeling that by being in so many different environments, I understand that that environment I like is the environment that actually helped me to grow and be better, you know. And because everyone is, some people like completely different other things, so I don't think like what I like other people will like as well. It's just like everyone decide what they like, what they don't like. I tried so many things, and for example, I was surfing for like a while, and I just like, I like surfing, like I like surfing people. They're very like always thinking, always feeling, they're like very peaceful, like by hanging out with
Yeah.
them, they're very peaceful, they're so like joyful, they're connected more to the water, they like know how to read water, they know how to read the wave, and not just read it but also ride it. And I feel like every time when I was talking to the surfers, they have this like very peaceful mindset. They don't have they just like, yes, I'm going with the flow. I'm just, the wave sometimes waves is big, sometimes the wave is small, and you never know like what's the next wave is going to be. You just know that you will ride it. If you have the bravery, you can do it. If not, you can just pass, and it's okay as well. And the point is like everyone is different, and we decide who is where or who we feel more connected.
Yeah, it's all about holding on to that autonomy. It's all about having that willingness to really explore who you are, put yourself up for review at the end of the day, and look at the environment that you're in. As our time starts to wind down, you got to let people know how they can get in touch with you, what you got going on, all that good shameless self-promotion stuff.
So you can connect with me on my website. It's Aisha.today. It's AISHA.today. And my promotion is going to be probably my book, Joyful Living Guidebook. It's on Amazon, and I also do mentorship. I mentor people, and my other things right now. You want to move to Portugal or Europe? I'm here. You man, I'm your man to make things happen. They can take care of everything for you and help you to connect with all necessary people and places and show you around and whatever you want. I'm your guy to talk to. And everything you can
Well,
find on my website as well. It's there as well, that information. Invest with me.
perfect, Aisha. Thank you very much for taking the time to sit down with me. I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon.
Yes, let's do it. I'm always happy to share my wisdom.